you, all those people who have given civil services preliminary examination, and you must have already started mains preparation. It is like not fresh, because if you're going to start fresh mains preparation now, the time of 3 months is not going to be sufficient, as you all know very well. You must have been preparing for mains along with the prelims. That is always a strategy that every civil services aspirant must have. So I just wanted to take 5 minutes of you to give you the inputs about why most of the students nowadays, they're taking sociology as one of the very important optional for UPSC mains examination. And if in case you have not written UPSC prelims very well, you don't have to worry, because during this pandemic, most of you must have got disturbed, or maybe the classes were not held properly, or coaching was not gone properly, because online classes will be always online. They won't be as effective as classroom classes, everybody knows, but it depends on, if in case student is very much interested in online classes and you already had prepared very well, and self effort has already been made, so that definitely online classes would have actually helped you constructively to write the examination, which is UPSC prelims examination. If in case you have written well, you need to speed up your preparation and revision. If in case you have not written well, you still have to prepare for mains. So optional subject is going to play a very important role. So I would like to tell you just few minutes, based on my experience, based on the students preference, based on the research that we have done, and speaking to the students who have actually taken sociology optional, and looking at the results, final results of the candidates who have actually taken sociology as one of the optional. I wanted to give you few inputs before few inputs before you actually start preparing for sociology optional. Okay. See, normally what happens, the moment you cleared prelims, or you're about to enter into civil services examination, first important thing is general studies. Even if you have taken care of general studies so aggressively and so effectively, so still mains paper 1 and paper 2 is going to determine your success rate. Apart from essay, apart from ethics paper, in mains, basically what is going to determine your success rate? So obviously the essay, and the optional paper 1 and paper 2, and ethics, and ethics paper is also very important, so we're going to come up with that very soon. Okay. Now, so the moment you think of mains optionals, you will think, you must have heard about public ad. Immediately people will start saying, sir, public ad. Political science, public administration, geography, anthropology, sociology, history. And most important thing that you realize is that most of the students across the country who are actually preparing for civil services examination, despite of coming from mathematics background, or despite of coming from science background, despite of coming from so and so background, having knowledge in that particular subject, at least a 50% of knowledge they already had gained in that particular subject, but still students would like to choose only these very popular, because, oh, somebody has taken sociology, he or she has been successful in clearing this examination, so therefore I would also take it. Or somebody has taken anthropology, I think anthropology is very nice subject, it's very small. So small does not determine the success rate, trust me, because you see, you take any paper, I'm not going to suggest you are coming from science, so therefore you have to go in for science. I'm not saying you are coming from history, economics and political science background, so therefore you have to go for political science. I'm not saying that. I'm only saying, before you choose an optional, please start first find out, do some research about the optional, not about the people who have been successful, but about the syllabus. You just have to go. You just have to take an overview of the syllabus. If you are not clear about the syllabus, if you're not clear about the syllabus, and unless and until you have read at least a bits and pieces, before you start plunging into this, first you have to decide. Okay, you read one or two topics, and are they giving you any interest? Can you sit for about 3 hours and continue reading that subject? Will you be able to love it? Maybe till now you did not love it because you did not know it. Will you be able to put more effort on that? Are you passionate? Is it really interesting? As in, when you study, is it really creating an interest in you? You have chosen a subject because somebody has taken, and that somebody has been successful. That somebody is somebody only, that is not you, right? That somebody is somebody only, that is not you. So I'm not saying humanity subjects have actually gained a lot of importance when it comes to UPSC mains exam. Just a second, please. I'm extremely sorry. I'm extremely sorry. Okay, so there was a phone call, so I put it on silence mode. Now, this anyway. Let us be more informal, but let me not become like an actor, so formal and start giving you inputs like this. No, no, I don't want to do that. Understood. Now, so you want to choose an optional. There are certain basic things that you need to do, and there is certain amount of thought process you have to give. Yes, if in case you just have taken a decision, okay, my friend or my relative or etc. have taken this so and so optional, and they really see year on year things are changing. Previously, most of the people used to take public administration, and number of even today, number of people who are opting for public administration, though it is decreasing, but still it is nominating. See, as number of people are taking and there is a more demand, definitely question paper nature is going to be more tough. So I'm telling you, this is what. So results of let's say geography and public administration who have taken these two optionals are decreasing, but results of anthropology and sociology, history are increasing. So what I want you have decided. First of all, I wanted to congratulate you if you have taken a decision early. I mean, while you are preparing for prelims examination, if you had taken a decision, yes, my optional is going to be only sociology. Awesome, congratulations for that. But but you need to know few things about sociology. And I'm telling you because many people say I won't agree that syllabus is less. I will agree that syllabus is easy to understand because you're living in the society. There are many concepts in sociology which you can correlate easily. And preparation of sociology is going to help you for essay, because one essay definitely you will have related to social issues. And even in prelims sometimes with 4 or 5 questions you will have. So learning sociology will definitely help you gathering marks in other subjects as well. And I'm telling you, it's pretty easy in terms of understanding, and it's pretty easy to correlate yourself with the happenings that are going on, that are, I mean, mundane circumstances. You can actually correlate. Since it is so, it is that kind of a paper, so it is always advisable to take such paper. So effort has to be less, understanding has to be easy, and going beyond the box should be. And moreover, when you are writing the answers of this paper, if you generalize little also, nothing happens, because it's not technical paper. It is something where the maturity of the candidate who's actually writing this paper is going to be under test. Let's quickly wrap up a few important points. What I'm going to discuss. Okay, let's look at this. Yes, is sociology good optional for UPSC? Is sociology good optional? Yes, it is an effective optional because it takes less time. The most important thing that I would like to tell you here is, yes, it takes less time. So what we need in civil service, first of all, we have got a mountain size of general studies, and there are a lot of 5 6 papers, and we need to prepare well, and we need to cover a lot of information, data collection, a lot of writing practice. Oh my God, that will take a hell lot of time. Yes. So in that case, and then if it, already general studies papers are killing a lot of time and capturing a lot of time from you, and if you spend more time again on optional, just like a PhD scholar, if you want to go deeper and deeper and deeper into it, and you wanted to actually find out and dig out so many things which are undiscovered before, it's not advisable. You need to choose an optional. My first point, I'm telling you, you need to choose an optional which actually takes less time, so that time can be allocated on revision of general studies papers, so that you will not have a tension. Okay, yo, I have written general studies papers very well, but I did not write this. That kind of a tension you will not have. The second important thing is, yes, getting good marks is easy if you have writing skills. because you need to have writing skills. You need to be very conscious. You need to be holistic. You need to be very conscious about what is happening in the society. You need to be very well matured. Many times it happens you will be so preserved, so reserved, so conservative, and you're always very selfish, and you know about yourself, you know about your family, you're not rational in thinking. If you're rational in thinking and have a good writing practice, I'm telling you, this is going to make you clear this examination easily. What is the success ratio? 85 to 240. Last 4 years data I have collected based on the latest trends. These many people are getting this. It's a pretty good thing. So the results of candidates who have taken or who have chosen a sociology optional is on the rise. That is what I can tell you definitely, right? Okay. Next, move on to the next one. Is sociology easy optional? Because the syllabus is very short. Definitely we would say it is easy. I told you, most important thing is we're not going to become doctorates in the subject here. We're going to understand and present exactly in a simple general way. That quality is there for this. Whichever background, whichever, even science students are taking it easily nowadays because it's easy to understand. So yes, definitely I would outrightly say the nature of the subject. Number one, it takes less time. Number two, the concepts are not so critical. Number three, you can correlate with the society happening. So it's going to be very easy for you to understand and make this happen. Is sociology optional scoring subject? Yes, definitely. Definitely yes. Definitely yes. The latest, that means 180 to 200. I mean 180 to 200. If you score, definitely yes. That scoring marks in optional, which is required for you to clear this examination, can be guaranteed by this option. It saves time. It's easy to understand, and it's easy to write. It's easy to correlate. It's easy to correlate the subject with current trends, etc. I mean to say, technical jargon is very less, technical concepts are very less. Just like physics, chemistry, and economics kind of subjects, you will have a lot of technical things you need to learn, so those things are not there. But only thing is, without any avocations and deviations, you must rationally start thinking about evolution of society, and what do you call, the happenings in the society, the structure of the society, etc., etc. It will be very interesting, I'm telling you. It will be such an interesting, if you are really conscious about, if you are curious to know, if you are so aggressive in terms of learning what exactly is required in the society. And it will help you. I'm telling you, those people who have taken sociology optional, you will be able to write essays properly, you will be able to handle interview properly, first of all, because half of the questions will be about society, and will be about your response towards the society, changes in the society, and a lot of emerging issues in the society. So these kind of things you would definitely be able to answer in the interview. So it's like you're preparing not only for the optional as such for you to qualify this examination, but you're actually preparing for interview and essay. Understood? Yes? Very nice. Move on to the next one. Few common reasons among the aspirants for selecting sociology as an optional these days and leaving public administration. Number one, it is highly scoring. Any academic background can take it because it's neutral. Most of the people, maybe very few people, must have taken MA sociology, BA sociology, and those courses do you really think that universities are offering right now? Maybe aided colleges and some well established universities, might government funded universities, might be offering this kind of a subject, but most of the people are not. So anybody can take it up. And I told you, third point, it will definitely help a candidate to take care of other stages of CS, civil services. It will be very interesting. It will be interesting because the moment you start showing it, because why do you want to become civil servant? First of all, the first important thing, you must holistically declare, yes, comprehensively you will make a statement, yes, I want to do something to the society. So if you really want to do something in this society or to the society, you must have known exactly what are the problems that this society is actually facing. Yes or no? And what kind of changes you actually expect in this society. So I'm telling you, half of the thought process of you is already towards society. So understanding rest half in a subject way is easy in this paper. Am I clear? Yes? Awesome. Move on to this. I promise that I'm not going to take more than 5 to 10 minutes from you. Nature of sociology. Look at this carefully. Nature of sociology. Look at this carefully, please, everybody. Sociology optional comprises of two papers where paper 1 deals with static part of the syllabus. Static part of the syllabus. Everybody clear? Yes? Just a second. Yeah. Static part of the syllabus. That means structure, subject. It is more of theoretical, it will have more of views of the people. So much of a current affairs will not be there in paper 1. So you need to focus more on. See, part 1 is mostly of thinkers, philosophers, Karl Marx, Max Weber, Emile Durkheim, Talcott Parsons, R.K. Merton, Mead. There are 6 thinkers whose ideologies will dominate in this. Understood? That means though thinkers part is hardly 10% of the entire syllabus, but the weightage is going to be 60 to 70%. So guys, I'm telling you, if in case you are not very much interested in understanding the views of the philosophers, opinions of the philosophers, ideologies of the philosophers, principles and theories that were explained by these guys, you're not going to be in this subject. That only takes time. So paper 1 takes a lot of time because of this nature. It's very difficult for us to put ourselves into the shoes of thinkers, because thinkers have thought, when during those days they have thought about next 1,000 years. We are not able to think. We only think about today, at the most day after tomorrow. That's it. But they actually explained, gave their opinions about next 1,000 years. So part 1 is absolutely dominated by thinkers, philosophers, their ideas, principles, theories, etc., etc. So it's more of static. So you need to study it as it is. You can't deviate, because you can't express your opinion when you're reading Karl Marx theory. You have to express his opinion, not your opinion, right? There's nothing to add, there's nothing to delete. You need to actually constructively learn what exactly as it is the syllabus. Paper 2 is basically sociology of India. I mean, Indian society, current realms of Indian society, or realities of Indian society. I mean to say, part 2 is of Indian society, and facts are going to dominate. Facts, current information. So there's every possibility paper 2 of sociology is going to have a connection with the current affairs, current happenings, current changes in the society, solutions in the society. Yes, the questions are going to be more general. So you also can. So clearing paper 2 is much easier than paper 1, because paper 1 may sometimes you will try to impose your opinions other than thinkers' opinions. So clearing paper 2 is actually very easy. So you need to score better, 180 to 200. If you really want to score, the best option is that you need to focus on what exactly is the scoring one. Overall paper is scoring, no doubt about it. I'm not taking my statement back, which I said at the beginning of this session when I told you that it is scoring subject, no doubt about it. But at the same time, out of these 2 papers, are you ready for this? First of all, so like women empowerment is one very important social issue. Poverty is one very important social issue, and harassment on women at workplace is one of the very important social issue. And the superstitions in our society is still very important issue. Nowadays, if you could see, rape cases on women is one of the very dangerous and barbarous issue that is going on. Even in this century, men are truly starving for sex and trying to take the advantage of women weakness, etc. These are all. So do you think actually what was the story? Evolution may. Okay, in the beginning I also took sociology optional. Okay, so what happens, there was a thinking that as the education increases, as the prosperity increases, growth increases, technology increases, the this kind of activities are supposed to be minimum, right? But unfortunately, and technology and other things are increasing, but the harassment, the attacks on women in the society, and the role of women in the society hasn't much changed. It has been changing, but it hasn't much changed. So these are going to be a challenging questions for you. Yes. All right. Recommended books, boss. So look at the slide carefully, please. Harlem Bose, 5th edition, George Ridger and Douglas, NCRT 11th and 12th, anything that is related to sociology for paper one. TB Bottomore, Thinkers Abraham Morgan, IGNO material, Indira Gandhi National Open University material. This is going to be, you just make a note of it if in case, okay. The paper two, again 11th and 12th. So immediately, the moment you have decided to go in for this optional, first thing you have to collect the material. I'm not saying you have to collect all the material, but standard books first of all. So I gave you in a sequential order, actually, importance order. M.N. Srinivas, Social Change in Modern India, Ignore Notes and Modernization of Indian Tradition by Yogendra Singh. Okay, Yogendra Singh book is Yojana, Hindu Current Affairs में any articles which are related to sociology or society, basically you are supposed to focus. So these are the normal, common, general, standardized books and material that you must have already started. If in case you haven't yet started, first thing, whichever is cheap, whichever is available, you have to start. So you have to begin first. Do not wait for us to start coaching. So first you have to begin. So before I start taking a class or anybody start taking a class, you must already have prepared mentally. So to understand any paper, first of all, you should have an idea, okay, this is what we're going to study, this is what is going to be there in this paper, this is what I have to compel myself to study. You need to decide first. Make a note of this slide, please, and ensure that you have an information like this. Move on to the next one. Let me not. I finished already 6 minutes. The best approach. What is the best approach? First, you need to take the syllabus in handy. You always, when you are reading for the first time, I request when you are reading for the first time, make sure that you have a foundation. Understand the nature of the subject. Understand the terms, understand the thinker's view, and as better as you can, 4 years question papers of this particular optional you must go through, and try to gather some new information, new cases, new books, etc. And be very dynamic. You don't be rigid, especially paper 2. You can't write unless and until you're so dynamic. You can't be so rigid that this is happening or this has been happening, so I'm going to be thinking like this only. That is too much of India, right? How can you think? The society has a lot of change. Best example, Supreme Court has made a decision that the recent past, extramarital relation cannot be taken as a reason for applying for a divorce. If any lady in the country right now wants to apply for divorce from her husband, and she cannot state that his extramarital relation cannot be the reason. So is this the society that we actually had in the past? No, right? When the court only has declared you can't, like gay marriage is best example, and gay rights, gay unions have come. Don't you think none of these kind of things we never expected? That too, our society is religious, conservative, superstitious society, and that kind of a society has seen so many judgments, remarkable judgments, which have changed the way we think, and we have to think. So a very good interpretation. I'm telling you, you should not miss out any editorial that is published in Hindu newspaper. Don't stop. First of all, the moment when you want to know about society, you might early in the morning in TVs you will find a lot of discussions. I'm telling you, never. Their interpretation is absolutely wrong interpretation, because they are not neutral. Everybody who goes to the TV and sits there in the panel and start giving his opinion, he always gives an opinion from the political segment. If you are so interested in politics, that's a different story. But knowing something negative is also very important. But at the same time, you need to develop a positive opinion here. This is the approach. So you must have already, first thing, ignore material, NCRT material. First gather, start reading, and start attacking Hindu newspaper, and keep even going back to when you go to library, keep going back to previous Hindu newspapers and see if there are any editorials on which the sociology content is actually involved. Am I clear? Yes. Move on to the next one. Random analysis of optionals which were taken over the years. Geography, around 3,000 candidates. I'm taking an average of last 4 years. Okay, I'm taking an average of last 4 years. History, more than 1500 students, and public administration also the same thing. Sociology recently it has been increased, otherwise it was also around 1500, because equality is there. History, public ad, sociology always, anthropology is this. So taking this into consideration, you can definitely, taking this into consideration, you can definitely come to conclusion majority of the people are choosing not because you're going to get selected, but because it will save your time, but because it's easy to present, but because it is very simple to understand and analyze and correlate with the current scenario. That is, so I said in civil services preparation, most important thing that you need to understand is saving time. Understood? Understanding. So if understanding subject itself is taking a lot of time, then developing presentation skills will take a hell lot of time. So that is a waste of time. So you must be very careful. All right, I hope you are gaining something or you're learning something today. Yes, I think yes. Few checks before deciding. Go through the sociology syllabus completely. Past 4 to 5 years papers thoroughly you have to go through. Read some topics. I'm telling you, you need to know the tip of this subject. First of all, take one paper, maybe NCERT 11th and 12th books. It's not a big investment. It's not a big investment. You might think, sir, after purchasing all the books that you have suggested, and again, if we are not so interested, waste, no. So that's why NCERT books. Otherwise, online, lot of material will be there. Just articles you just go through and see if you are interested. Sometimes, if in case you start liking, you have decided, you have made a decision. So you already have made a decision, says I heard that this is good, etc., etc. Then you just go through it. I'm telling you, it's like an arranged marriage. If in case you are coming from different backgrounds and you already have chosen this, you have to fall in love with this. After arranged marriage, couple have to love each other. There's no option. Sometimes they will fight. Sometimes they shout at each other. That's a different story. But they have to love each other. End of the day. No compromise. Same thing. You have decided to take this optional. You have decided to take this optional. Then go ahead with this. First do this. First do this. All right. Awesome. The core areas in the syllabus. Paper 1, it will talk more about subject. It will talk more about theories. It will talk more about institutions. It will talk more about realities. It will talk about more about social change. Whereas paper 2 is going to talk about Indian sociology, Indian society problems. So most of the paper 2 can be handled very 30-40% of the paper 2 can be handled very easily if you have a grip over the editorials and current affairs, etc. So paper 2 takes very less time. Usually what happens, if you want to prepare for an optional, generally in 3 months it takes. Trust me, paper 1 and paper 2, if you really want to have a grip, 100% grip over the subject so that it will help you to present it properly in the examination, definitely it takes 3 months. 4 months is an ample amount of time. But now if you've already prepared, and you're pretty confident that you're going to clear this prelims examination, and you already had prepared, then 2 months is enough. So the existing, so it's like day has to be split into 2 parts now. In a day, 10 hours you have to study now. Those of you who are very confident of clearing prelims examination, not only those of you who are confident, whether you're confident or not, the moment you entered into UPSC competitive examination, you must allocate 10 hours a day out of 24 hours. So spread that, maybe morning, half of the day, 5 hours. So that's why you should be an early bird. Get up early in the morning at 5 o'clock, 6 to 9, 3 hours first, finish it off, afternoon 2 hours, and evening another 5 hours. Like this, 10 hours. So 60% of your 10 hours time should be allocated for general studies, and rest 40% of the time should be allocated for optional subject. And going forward, when you are 1 month away to the examination, 20% should be spent on optional and 80% has to be spent on general studies. This is how you have to categorically allocate your time, plan your schedules, and make sure one day means 10 hours. So the 10 hours means, I'm telling you, I can finish, if I'm in your position, I can finish easily 20 pages information in every subject. This is how you need to plan. So I'm not saying that, I'm not denying that the other optionals are. I'm only talking, since I've taken up the discussion about the sociology, I'm going to talk about only sociology. I support sociology because of these reasons. All right. The best approach, as I told you, traditional concepts you have to understand, emerging issues, anything is there, current events you have to focus, etc., etc. All right. Then guidelines for preparation. So always remember, many a time students keep asking me one question, sir, you have suggested so many books, so do you advise us to go through all the books? First of all, one standard book, one standard, so like NCRT IGNO is a standard source in addition to Herlembo's books, standard source. The other sources, you must take them as a reference. First of all, you have to complete the syllabus in one famous standardized book. We already gave you the list. Standard book must be utilized to complete the syllabus once first. So you will develop an idea. You will understand exactly what is the nature and scope of that subject. Then thereafter, on certain areas and certain subjects, certain concepts, certain chapters, certain elements in the subject, if in case you're not actually clear, you can refer a book which is also suggested here. So instead of reading all the books and completing the syllabus in the entire all the books, you better first go through a standard book, standard syllabus. Once you finish the syllabus, then for additional information, for extra knowledge, extra gyan, then you have to refer other books. That is always so one very important. So like let's say for example, IGNO BA material, Handlambos, Holborn sociology. These are very very important books. Once the syllabus is covered, consolidation is very important. Linkage is very important. Keep an eye on current events. Revision is very important. I'm telling you, if you really, so there are three important things I want to tell you on behalf of BRICS IAS Study Circle. I want to tell you three important things. First of all, try to understand exactly what is all about syllabus, and take one or two standard books on every concept. Try to read. The next important thing is current events. You always, so you don't leave editorials or any current events that are relevant to sociology. The last but not the least, that is very important thing, you can never be ready, or you are never ready for the examination unless and until you actually started writing tests. Because mains examination is a great challenge for all of us to know whether the presentation that you have given is actually perfect or not. So you need to get it rectified with the people or sources around you. So that is very important. So writing practice is very important. Revision is very important. Previous question paper answer writing is very important. Current events is very important, and having a grip over the syllabus. Never leave any just because on that particular day you don't have a mood to study. It does not mean the concept is bad. Many a times your generation, what happens is, if in case you're not really feeling well, and on that particular day you are disturbed because of anything, and you will understand, these concepts have never been waste. They are like that only. It is because of the perception on that particular day that you have, you will not be, or you're not able to focus on that particular concept. So you should mentally be ready for that. Alright, yes. Last but not the least, before you choose an optional, you need to create an interest. You need to create, if in case you're not interested, since you have already taken a decision, you have to fall in love with this subject. You need to start liking it, you need to start loving it, you need to start enjoying the subject, no matter what. It happens even in the relationship. When we want to establish a relationship with anybody, we need to first, when we mentally have decided, lot of compromises you have to do, lot of, yes, in the beginning maybe because it takes a lot of time. Same thing here, just like to make a relationship very stronger, we will have to start liking that person, loving that person's attitude, person's characters, anything based. Now I'm not saying you need to surrender completely, but you need to try. Same thing here, you need to, because once you have taken a decision, time is very important here. Those of you who are pretty confident about clearing prelims examination, you have a very less time, and this time you cannot use it for experimenting on several optionals. Alright dear, next one, access to study material. Always, right? That is one thing. Next, comfort level of candidate. You need to be very comfortable. That means if you're not comfortable, that means your mindset is not actually proper. So you need to change the timings. You need to change the way you study. Lot of extempore language you need to develop. Communication skills in terms of writing you need to develop, and this is going to definitely help you in answering questions, many questions which are relevant to society, very easily. Alright, yes. I wish you all the very best. And for personalized guidance, join our prelims cum mains batch, which is going to be commencing on October 20th, 2020. We are there in Hyderabad. And Bangalore. In Hyderabad, we are there at Kukatpalli. So take a right decision. If in case you have taken a decision of taking this option, please do let us know. We're going to give you personal counseling, and you can meet me anytime in my institute. Just take the office number and call and book your appointment so that I will be able to help you about choosing a right optional. Until then, start your preparation. And if in case you haven't done very well in prelims, don't worry, because in UPSC civil services examination, you always must have decided 3 years. If in case you have not decided 3 years for this particular course, definitely you're not in the right mode of preparing for this examination. So make sure that you first of all mentally, okay, 1 year experimentation, something is gone, so next 2.5 years is going to be something different for me. That's how you have to prepare. All right, I wish you all the best. Take care. Wash your hands at least for 20 seconds. Just because people are roaming around the streets and cities, it does not mean that the pandemic has disappeared. It is not yet, until we actually got a vaccine for it. So take care. I wish you all the best. See you all very soon in the classes. Have a nice day. Take care.